To be optimistic, I would say that we live in a very beautiful world with lots of possibilities and potentials. But we cannot ignore the reality and how that harsh reality can be and must be changed. In our global family, we live with more than 36 million refugees. We are living with 281 million migrant people. We also live with 50 million children, women and men who were victims of trafficking. But these are just numbers. Every number has a breathing heart, soul, a body, name and face. Some years ago, I was with some refugee people in a camp in Germany. And I saw a boy sitting on the wheelchair. I went close to him. This 10 or 11-year-old boy from Syria has lost his legs and father in a bombardment. And he lost his mother while they ran away from the village in search of some refuge and somehow reached Germany. Mother was lost on the way. But when I was sitting and talking to him, he shared a dream. When I asked that you are safe now and what you want to do later on, he said that I don't want to stay here longer. I wanted to go back to my hometown because I wanted to rebuild my house and other houses from the ruins. He had hope. When we are talking about all these numbers, this is a challenge. If we are not going to fulfill the hope of that boy and many more boys and girls and men and women, then it is worthless. I have been freeing children from slavery and trafficking for 40 years, thousands of children. I personally rescued and rehabilitated with my friends dozens of thousands of children who were the victims of trafficking and forced labor due to climate crisis, due to floods and droughts. Sometimes their families have to run away in search of better livelihood, and many a times the children were lured away or trafficked to work in forced labor conditions. One time, when I freed a group of children who were pulled and kept in a basement where they could not see the daylight for more than 6 months. And when they came, they could not see the world. Their eyes were blinking, seeing sunlight after 6 months. I thought that these children must be missing daylight. When I asked one of those boys, I asked, what do you miss most? He said, I missed my mother because I could see the world and feel the world and love through my mother. Now I tell you that thousands of such children who were the victims of forced migration, displacement, and trafficking due to these disasters and climate crisis, they are better human beings. They are helping others. They are teachers, doctors, lawyers, engineers, and they are shaping a new world with that hope. And we have to live with that hope and believe in the possibility which exists in each one of us. It may look a little bit bizarre or too idealistic, but let me tell you that based on my own experience, I can say that what we need is compassionate policies, compassionate intelligence, and compassionate action. Both in the areas of disaster, or you can call source areas, as well as the destination. When we say compassionate policies, means the policies have to be poor, pro-poor policies, which can ensure at least food and water, which you mentioned and many people mentioned, in the areas which are facing problems. A larger perspective could be seen and found in a global social protection mechanism, which does not exist in the world, but people like us have been campaigning and advocating. Social protection for people who are facing these problems on the ground. And it needs only $53 billion additional dollars to ensure education, healthcare, and protection for all children in all low-income countries, as well as protection for the newly born children and mothers. $53 billion, that is less than the 10 days of global military expenditure. This is less than 1.4% of what Europeans spend on their own social protection programs. So that was not a big deal. And that's why I said and underlined compassionate global policies and local policies. At the destination, we have to make sure that how these refugees, how these migrant people and displaced people are treated. And we have to deal with the compassionate action and compassionate intelligence, making sure that their social and economic inclusion is ascertained for the social cohesion. And that is possible only when we feel connected, genuinely connected, humanly connected with each other. The countries who are giving shelters and the countries and the people who are facing the problems. So such actions can be motivated and encouraged by way of more compassionate communications and making of compassion in those communities where the people are seeking asylum, refuge, and wanted to settle. Thank you.